Welcome to the Showdown of Staplers. Today I'm going to be reviewing two desktop staplers and the staple gun. Today I'll be looking at Little David stapler, Big Goliath staple gun, and the famous desktop stapler. Now I'll be reviewing these, showing you how they work, and we're going to find out if bigger is really better. First up, we have the Little Desktop stapler. This is a very small stapler that can easily fit into your desk or anywhere on your desk and not take up much space. First thing we need to do is fill it with staples. You do that by opening up the stapler and this black piece slides back. Then you take right size staples and you put them in, and then you close it up and the black thing slides forward to keep the staples in place. And you close it and you're ready to go. The stapler can be used two ways. One for stapling paper, like this, and the other, if you want to staple something to maybe a wall or something, you can open it all the way up and try to staple to the wall. This is the second desktop stapler we have. It is a little bit bigger than the other one. For comparison, you can see them next to each other. A bit bigger, but either way it can still easily fit inside of your desk or on your desk. You load this one the same way. You open up the top of the stapler and this piece slides back, and then you take the right size staples and you put them inside of the stapler and close the staple. Ooh, close the stapler and you're ready to staple. Both ways you can staple with it, like so, or you can open up the stapler to staple a wall. Third, we have the staple gun. It's quite a bit bigger. This typically won't go on your desk unless you're trying to shoot staples at the kids running by. But in order to load this, you press in the bottom and slide over the lever and then pull out this long piece. And then you slide in the staples into the bottom, the staple part facing outwards, and you put them in, and then you can slide this back in. And in the same way, you push this forward and then slide it back, and then it locks into place. And this can be used only in one direction, mainly just up against walls, like so. Now the second most important thing about a stapler is how many pages it can staple through. So now we're going to put to test the small stapler and the medium stapler. I have a stack of paper that's about 40 pages, so let's see how far these staples can staple through all the paper. Number one. So that didn't go through all of them, but I'll count and see how many. So I've just counted, and this little stapler went through 10 pages. Now it only penetrated 10 pages. It didn't get that nice little hook of the staple in the back. So now I'm going to go to 10 pages. All right, 10, and see if it can penetrate and capture all 10 pages. Let's see. Give it a nice firm press. And indeed, it did. You can see here. Now I've just done a couple more staples and I was able to get a maximum of 13 pages with this little stapler. 16 didn't work. I didn't try 15 or 14, but did 13 and it barely got through them. So I would say 13 max with this little stapler. Not bad. Let's see how the next size does. So next up is the medium-sized desktop stapler against the 40 pieces of paper. Let's see how we do. So it almost made it through all the pieces. You can see that it just barely got to the edge. So not quite all of them, but let's see how many it can get through if I take maybe 5 pieces away. So I'll take about 5 pieces away and try again with this stack of paper. And well, nothing came out because I had a little clog. Retake. So again, with the pages, go for about 35. Give it a nice little squeeze and still nothing. And another. Okay, that one barely got through all of them, so I would say this is the maximum amount of staples that this staple can do. I'll count the pages and I'll let you know. So I've just finished counting, and this stapler made it through 22 pieces of paper. Also not bad, double of what the little small one did, so definitely a better stapler. And the last stapler, the staple gun, I wonder if it'll make it through all these pieces of paper. Now typically you're not going to be using a staple gun to staple paper, but to make the comparison fair, we're going to give it a shot anyway. Now I'm going to do this on the floor so I don't put a hole in my desk, but maybe I'll end up putting a hole in the floor. But let's see what the staple gun will do. As you can see, the staple actually did not go through the paper. So testing the staple gun on the paper, we found out that it's not good for stapling paper. And that was to be expected, but I didn't think we would only get a small part of the staple to go through the paper. But this is not for shooting paper, it is for putting staples into walls or floors or wood. So let's have a comparison of the 3 staplers doing that. So the next test we want to do is to see how far the staples can penetrate into the wall. Let's test the small one first. That didn't work very well. Let's have a closer look. So here is the staple of the small one. It did not go into the wall whatsoever. Next up is the desktop stapler, the medium-sized one. Let's see how the black one does. Oh, okay, it kind of went in. Let's have a closer look. Here's the staple with the black one. It went in a little bit, but not so well, and it can also easily be pulled right out. And lastly, we have the big boy. Now I expect this one to do pretty well because it's what it's made for. So let's have a look. Oh yeah, let's have a closer look. And here it is, as you would expect, in the wall, pretty good. I can still pull it out, but it was not a bad shot. Now the last test I'm gonna do is going to be a distance test. Now this is for when you're shooting anything you want with the stapler. So we wanna see the maximum distance we can get out of all 3 of these staplers. Here we go. Now what I have done is set up a tape measure on the floor to see how far the staples go. Now with the small stapler first, I'm standing at 0. Here we go. Wow, that actually went past the line. We'll have to do this again. So since the other room was too small, now we're out here in the hallway. Let's see how far the staplers go. So shot number 1, let's go have a look. So shot number 1 landed pretty nice and close. We are at 3.95 meters. Next is with the medium stapler. Let's open her up and see how far she goes. Well, that one hit the carpet. Let's do a take 2. Well, that one still hit the carpet. One more try to see if it goes anywhere. There we go. Just barely cleared the carpet, but let's have a look. So the first 2 didn't make it past 1.6 meters, but the third one made it to 3 meter 10. And here it is on the floor. So not very good. And now the staple gun, which we're all been waiting for. This is the one we try to hit the cats with. So let's get to 0, see how far she goes. Well, that went past the tape measure. So let's try again. Maybe I can hit the second camera. Pretty good. So we're doing at least 10 meters with this, with the roll, but in the air. Let's have a look at the tape measure and see how far we went. So this is 6 meters, and that is 18 feet in the air. That's a good one. So that was pretty fun, but let's have a quick recap. If you need to staple just a few pages, this little stapler is perfect. And if you ever have somebody running across your office or in your house, you just need to shoot them with a little staple really fast and they're pretty close, this will also do the job. The second stapler, the black one, which I'll give it second place because it does its job practically a little bit better than the other one, can staple more pages. Even though it doesn't shoot as far as the other small one, it can still do its normal job a lot better than the other one. In the end, I still have to go with the big and mighty staple gun for doing the big projects. I don't do lots of paper stapling, so every time I would need to staple a little something, I probably would just go for the little stapler. I can store it anywhere, but if you're in an office setting, then the black stapler is the one you want to go with. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. If you did, go down and click that thumbs up button to let me know. If you have any questions about any of these staplers, leave a comment down in the comment section below and I will get right back to you. If you want to see more videos like this one, subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to be notified when any videos are uploaded. If you want to purchase any of these staplers, I will be leaving a link in the description below so you can check them out. As always, stay practical and I'll see you in the next one.